Hello everyone, Zane here and welcome back to my beginner's guide to crafting in Final Fantasy XIV. So, as you're leveling up, at level 20, your class quests are going to demand that you bring them a piece of gear that has materia melded into it. So at level 19, you'll actually not only be able to unlock materia melding, but you're also going to be able to unlock two more useful abilities in this game. That is gear conversion or spirit bonding, materia melding, and over there you'll be learning materia transmutation. Now let's talk about gear conversion or spirit bonding. So as you make a piece of gear and you use it for the very first time, you will gain spiritual energy, also known as spirit bond. That means basically your own etheric energy is transferred into the piece of gear, and that gear cannot be used by anyone else but yourself. My cotton scarf, as you can see above the name, you see it says binding. That means that it's bound to you and no one else. So under the materia slots, you see crafting and repairs, you see the condition, and you see spirit bond. When you're first using an item, it will be at 1%. So right now I have my initiate's head knife I just recently got, and I have 0 spirit bond as of right now. So let's go make something real quick. Okay, let's make some goat skin mitts for a sec. Alright, that little animation you just saw means that you have bonded with the piece of gear. And as you can see, I have spirit bond at 1%, and I have the binding title over the piece of gear. Now, as you continue to use the item, you will start to gain more and more and more. When it hits 100%, you'll get another sparkling animation, and then kind of like a door slamming sound effect. And also in the chat, it will say, so-and-so piece of gear has spirit bonded to you and it is complete. Once that is done, you'll be able to go over and hit convert. Unfortunately, I'm not going to convert that because I need it. So let's go ahead and convert this piece of gear right here. Is that 100%? And it turns into materia. See, I got a grade 1 control, and each piece of gear will give you a random piece of materia. Battle gear will give you battle materia, gatherer gear will give you gathering materia, and crafting gear will give you crafting materia. Now, the higher you go in level, the gear will give you different grades of materia. Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3, Grade 4, Grade 5, and Grade 6. At low levels, you only will be able to get Grade 1. But as you rise up in the level, the gear will start giving you 2s and 3s. In the Realm Reborn, the highest one that they give you is Grade 4. To get Grade 5, you would have to go into Heavensward, and Grade 6 will be in Stormblood. Now, let's talk about the rate that gear spirit bonds. So, if you are spirit bonding something that's lower, if you're making gear that's lower than the item that you're making, your spirit bond rate won't increase as fast. If it's higher, then you'll increase a little bit faster than if it's at direct on level. If it's on level, it will increase normally. Higher, it will increase faster. Lower, it will increase slower. There's also ways to increase spirit bonding by adding materia into your gear. These little slots underneath the materia section, those are guaranteed slots. So if you add materia into those, the item will spirit bond faster. if the item is high quality, it also will increase the spirit bond rate. And also there are actions from your free company and your squadrons. Also potions, or namely spirit bond potions, and also potent spirit bond potions, which you'll get in Heaven and Stormblood, will increase your spirit bond rate as well. There's also gear that you also can equip that will increase your rate, such as the Meteor Survivor Ring, which you actually can get in Camp Bronze Lake when you're doing the main story and side quests. As you can see here, it has a bonus of increased spirit bond gain by +3. So this will, equipping these will make them spirit bond a lot faster. So the more material you put into the gear, the faster it will also spirit bond. So you can easily get, it doesn't matter what grade material you put in, as long as you meld it, you should be fine. So you just grab some grade 1 cheap ones off the market board and just shove them in. And you'll be able to get it done twice as fast. The next thing you'll be unlocking is Transmutation. You just talk to this lava fellow over here. Run over here, talk to Moonmix. And now he will perform Materia Transmutation to you at any time free of charge. Now, what Transmutation is, you take 5 pieces of materia, you give it to Moonmix here, and he will convert all that materia into one new materia. Now, you will not get back a materia you gave him. You will always get something different. So always make sure to keep that in mind. You will not get back a materia that you put in. Now, the materia he gives you is completely random. So you might get an elemental, you might get a battle, you might get a crafting, you might get a gathering materia. It is all random. There's also a chance that you will get a higher grade materia, but that is completely random, and it's very, very few times you actually will see that. But it's also a nice way to get higher grade materia. Now, when you give him materia, you want to make sure that they're all the same grade. If you put grade 3, like say you put all grade 3s, 4 grade 3s, and you put a grade 2 in for the fifth one, there's a chance that you won't get a grade 3. You actually will downgrade to a grade 2. So if you don't put all the same grade in, you'll actually will get one weaker than what you put in. So make sure that you do not put anything that's less. Sometimes you might get a grade 3 if you have a grade 2 in there, but sometimes you might revert to a grade 2. So it's a huge gamble, so make sure you have them all at the same grade. And basically that is Materia Transmutation. It's a nice way to get rid of all the material that you don't need and to gamble for something better. It's also probably a good way to get gil as well. And now the most important piece is the Materia Melding. Now there's 2 types. There's Materia Melding and then there's Forbidden Melding. So first we'll talk about Materia Melding. Alright, so basically she gives you Materia Melding. Then shortly after that, Moonmix will give you Advanced Materia Melding at level 25. So you're going to have to meld 8 pieces of materia in front of them. And there you go. Unfortunately, I need to be a little higher level for this. And Advanced Materia Melding has been unlocked. Alright. So now that we have melding unlocked, let's talk about it for a little sec. So, Materia Melding. Like I mentioned earlier, each piece of gear, at a certain level, you'll get material slots. These are guaranteed slots that you will be able to 100% meld. Now, Advanced Melding, it means you're putting in materia into gear that already has no more slots. So when you're trying to add in materia after all the slots are complete, you will now have decreased success rate. Now the success rate depends on what material you're putting in, like the grade you're putting in, and how many slots have already been filled. So the more you have in your gear, the less success rate you're going to have. So as you're putting in your first Forbidden Meld, your success rate is going to be around 45% for grade 1. So if you're lucky, I was able to add in an extra piece of materia. The forbidden melds will be red, while the guaranteed melds will be blue. So see here, now we have dropped down to 24% because we're trying to add in a 4th materia into our gear. Now you only can have 5 materia in a piece of gear unless it says forbidden melding is not available. That's mostly for the dungeon gear and tombstone gear and stuff like that. So as you can see, I'm not going to be melding it because I don't want to lose the materia. That the more you try to put in, the lower your success rate will be. Now, let's look at the available materia enhancement section here. Each piece of gear has a stat limit. Once you reach that stat, no more can be put into the piece of gear. So, for my initiate's gloves, it can only, for the stats that matter, is control, CP, and craftsmanship, it can only hold 3 craftsmanship, 17 control, and 3 CP. Once that is all capped off, the gear can no longer have any more stats. So it's always nice to keep that in mind. Now we didn't have this when our Realm Reborn first launched, so it was nice the fact that they put this part in there. This way you're not have to go out and look at on the online to find out how much each piece of gear can hold. It pretty much displays it for you, so you can plan accordingly. Materia melding will be mandatory in the end game because sometimes the gear itself will not give you enough stats because there will be a stat requirement for some recipes later on in the game. It's because sometimes food and high quality stats is not enough. You have to actually add in extra materia. So those are the 3 skills, well technically 4 if you count advanced melding, what you guys are going to be learning at 19. At level 19 is where you're going to be learning the most important ones. If you do the main story quest, you'll be able to get advanced melding without actually have to be level 25 in crafters. Also, if you're trying to meld a piece of gear, your crafters have to be that level. So you can't meld a level 30 piece of gear if you're not level 30 in, say, leatherworker. You can't meld level 30 gear if you're not a level 30 leatherworker. So make sure that your level is with the same level as the piece of gear you're melding. That's very, very important. And I'm facing the wrong way. So guys, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like on this video if you found this useful. Any comments, questions, concerns you have, please leave them in the comment section down below. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you guys have if any of this confuses you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are new for more Final Fantasy XIV content. So until next time guys, may you forever walk in the light of Lord Bahamut. Take care guys.